If you've ever come into my office, you'll notice there's a lot of baseball memorabilia hanging on the walls and around the office. A lot of this stuff is from when I played in high school and when I played in college and coached. And some of the stuff is important to me and it's meaningful. But to be honest with you, as I look back at those things that are hanging on the wall, all they really are memories of things that happened in the past. And they really do me no good other than maybe build a resume. I'll tell you what, it's the same way in church. As I look at this church, I see some great things that have happened in the past. I found some articles this week from the 70s and the 80s about what was going on in the church. In fact, I read a story in a newspaper about a man who stepped into this church in 1979. He had a broken back, many surgeries, hearing aids in both ears, and yet he was prayed for by my grandfather and by Glenn Wonders and others who were on the board at the time. They anointed him with oil and he was healed instantly. And God did a miraculous thing and grew the church through what he was doing. You know, in the Bible, in Habakkuk chapter 3, he says this. He says, "Lord, I have heard of your fame and I stand in all of your deeds, Lord. Repeat them in our day. In our time, make them known." Habakkuk was saying, God, I know the great things that you've done in the past. I've read about them. I've seen them. It might just be memorabilia hanging on the wall of things that have happened in the past, but that doesn't matter, God. What we need is you to move right now. And the miracles that you did in the past, as great as they were, we want to see you do it again. We're going to start a new series on July 9th. And this series is something that you're not going to miss. If you have been to Faith Outreach Center, you call this your home, you need to cancel work if you're working that weekend. You need to be here on July 9th. We're going to start a two-part series called Do It Again. And we're going to be talking about what the Lord had done in the past and what he's going to continue to do. And we're going to pray that he begins to do it again in this place. I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick and tired of hearing evangelists tell us stories about things that happened at the last church, or the things that happened at that youth camp, or the things that happened over there. I want to see them happen here. And so we're going to begin a week of fasting and prayer starting on July 10th, the Monday after the series starts. And we're going to be spending time just pounding the heavens. We're going to be spending time praying and fasting and asking God to do it again. I pray that you be here for that. I believe it's going to be life-changing in your life and in the life of this church. And I believe it's going to be changing and life-changing in this community.
King is among us, His glory's around.